got? What do we got? Tell you, that thing looked like a CV axle. I don't really have much interest in that. Oh, that's yours?
It might be mine. I hope it's mine. I hope it's for the Dirty Max. Shit.
Yeah, I don't have no interest in no CV axle. This little guy right here, I'm gonna let it shine. All right, let's open these up. Let's see what these are.
Auto in my rain.
What is this?
I don't know. Read the package. That's mine.
Michael Plant. Man, this is junk. So that one's automotive and marine?
Yeah, that's mine.
This one's CRC Autobody Paint. Where's my razor blade? What do we got? Is it race car parts or is it? Man. BMW headlight.
Well, it ain't Christmas for you, but it's Christmas for me.
All right. This has got All-Star Road on it, so this is probably definitely a race car. Man, that's another headlight, dude. All right, welcome back to the channel. Like I told y'all, we're about to rock and roll. So when you're seeing this video, let's see here, you will have seen the F250 video, so you know what the deal is. It is now Thursday, and I've been holding out that information on y'all since Sunday when it went down. So I started ordering, basically last week I kind of kicked up the order process into like overdrive. And I said, you know what? I ran into the $1,800 off the scrap car money. If you haven't seen that, go back, watch the video on how I pay for my race car. So we ran into that $1,800 that y'all see us make. And I said, you know what, we're gonna kick it up just a touch. Not gonna go crazy, but we're gonna kick it up a touch. Credit card was coming down. I was paying off some on the race car credit card. Race car has its own credit card that earns its own 5% on, you know, a lot of stuff, 1% on all the other purchases. So I get cash back on everything I spend on the credit card, basically, for the race car. So anyway, we started kicking it up a little, and then the truck sale come through, and I said, okay, we're gonna wrap this up. So I'm gonna show y'all a couple things that we got in the mail already, and then we are gonna go over where we're at with this thing, because it is huge in my opinion. So let's dive right in, first off, to what we got in the mail. So we have our strange 8.8 yoke. I'm hoping it's 30 spline. I didn't actually get under the car and count. Man, I'm lazy on some stuff. This thing was not cheap. It was like well over $100, and I think it was over $100. I've ordered so much crap. Anyway, I should have probably laid under an account, but this is what's coming up for the Ford 8.8s, so I'm pretty sure that this is going to be correct. I did not know that it did not come with any of your U-bolts, so looks like I will be going back and ordering them. That's crazy. Like, how do you sell a freaking product, okay, this nice and for this type of money, and not freaking include the U-bolts and the nuts? I guess they're just assuming that you have factory ones, which I don't have, because the one under the car for me is that round flat thing that come out of the Explorers. So we have the chromoly strange rear end yoke, so that's done. Then let's see here. We messed up more. Yo, I like just throwing money away. Look at these big dudes. So for our ground, where we grounded on the back of the head, the bolt size that you need is basically, let's see here, that goes into the back of the head. I just threw that stupid bolt in here. Anyway, so the bolt that goes in the back of the head is a 5/8 bolt. So I ordered these. It said -0 to -4 on the wire size, and 5/8 holes. So I said, cool. Problem is that sucker's a little big, man. That's the only bad thing I don't like about ordering stuff online, you know, and not getting it local, because you don't get to put your hands on the stuff and see it. So let's see here. My cable, yeah, I mean, she's a little big. I mean, I don't know. We might be able to make that work. So I was going to order more. I might try to crimp one tonight and see if I can get it to crimp. I got to see what size that wire was. I don't even remember. I don't have the other piece laying up here. So anyway, these may be wrong, but these are the big lugs that you need for the stupid 5/8 bolt on the back of the head, and on the driver head on the other side, is we're using these factory holes to ground to, since there's really no good little ones. So here's a good, you know, example. So this is the wire that we're using. So I mean, I guess it's not too far off. Maybe it will crimp there. I don't know. That's still a lot of play. So I got to see what size wire this is. I thought it was a 4, but this said 4 to 0, and I guess, I don't know. I guess that's what they mean. But maybe I can take it to the device and crimp it. I don't know. I kind of want something smaller, but since I already paid for it, maybe I'll just use them. Definitely a little bigger than I thought. So it's good for welding cable and stuff like that. Got to redo the winch cable on a trailer anyway, so I could use it on that. So we got that. Let's see here. This was from the other night. We went over that. We got the parachute, the pilot chute with the spring inside of it. So mine's not an air launcher. Actually, John messaged me and I said, hey, is this what I need for mine? And he was like, if you have CO2 in the car, then go ahead and, you know, make a CO2 launcher. Don't use the spring launcher. And I was like, I have CO2 in the car, but it's a small bottle. And he was like, it probably is not going to be enough for the air launcher. And I said, well, yeah, when I purchased it, I didn't plan to have an air launcher. So that's what I currently have for the air shifter, because we do have the air shifter in the car. But I didn't plan for an air launcher. I plan to, you know, keep costs down, just replace the spring. Whenever I bought the parachute, it didn't have anything with it. I actually bought that parachute actually off the Bad Apple from LS Nasty Racing. We actually went up there like a year ago on one of the yard sale days and purchased the parachute. So I ordered a new one that has the spring in it and everything, and John said that it's fine, that it'll work, that basically it's just harder to pack, which that spring is actually really soft. It's not hard to compact at all. He says it's just harder to pack, you know, it really helps if you have 2 people. So I get it, but that's what I ordered, so that's what we're going to be using. So parachute is done now. Besides the mount, I need to modify the mount. The yoke, we're good on that. All we need to do now is measure for our drive shaft, which once we get this on, we'll measure for our drive shaft. We got our ground lugs. And then, let's see here, made in China. Y'all like, that should be like the theme to my channel. So that should be the name of the car. So we got this tube for the Puke tank. So there was a lot of concern over my vent lines on my Puke tank. I have 2 dash 8s that are up there. There's a dash 8 right there, dash 8 right there. But the problem is coming into the tank is 2 dash 20s. So a couple people on the video, and then also up at TKM, they were worried. So they were worried about the 2 coming in being really, you know, they're large, and then the vents being too small, and the air can't get out of the Puke tank fast enough. So Skinny was like, you know, you can drill the hole in the deck lid like you see a lot of people do. They come here, they drill a hole in the deck lid, and then, you know, you have a tube sticking, you know, flush with the deck lid or up. That, when you see that in the back of a drag car where it's like, you know, steam coming out, that's the Puke tank. So that vents it out fast enough. So I was going to do that. I'm not scared to cut my deck lid. Obviously, it's real easy to patch if I don't like it, but the issue is everybody's like, dude, your car is so clean, you know, don't put that in the deck lid of that car, you know, route it somewhere else. So even though I love the way it looks and I thought it would be amazing, I decided just to go against it and keep the street car look. And what we're going to do is basically come here and we're going to chop this thing. Let me put it in place, kind of. We're going to basically come and chop this thing like right here, and then we're going to weld it into here, and then that way it curves and goes down. And then the piece that we chop off, you can see it's going to be too long. If we chop it, let's lay it somewhere. I'm trying to do this one-handed as always. If we chop it like right here, now we have this piece. So then we could take that piece, flip it, and weld it there, and that will be plenty to go down through the floor. So we thought we might have enough length, honestly, to get through the floor, you know, but it's not. It's looking like a couple inches short. But that's fine. That gets me close enough to basically where I can put this on, have Mike weld on just, you know, the downpipe, and that will almost get us to the floor. And then that will allow me to trace it into the floor, drill the hole saw, then take this back up there. He can weld the other extension onto it, and then I can put it all back in where it comes out through the floor. So that actually works out really good. So this is a 2-inch intercooler pipe off of eBay. It's just a cheap Chinese one. It's all you need for something like this. This wasn't expensive at all, man. I think this was like $20 to $40. I'd have to look back and see it, but I mean, it's, you know, already bent, nice, looks professional. So don't be scared to type in stuff on eBay and get some cheap made in China stuff. All this is a vent tube, no pressure. No, doesn't do anything but vent out air. So there's nothing wrong with purchasing, you know, some cheap Chinese stuff when it comes to that, man. Save money where you can. The wife said that FedEx just dropped off a package. So I was actually filming right now in the trunk, and she poked her head out here, and I paused it. So she just stuck this on the desk. Here's what we got. Check that out. And like I said, we should be getting a ton of packages in the mail, you know, here very soon. I've ordered a ridiculous amount of stuff. So let's open this up and see what we got. Selling the truck, definitely, we went over in that video, you know, finances, what helped us, and we put in orders for everything. And I'm about to tell y'all the time the car is going to be done and everything, or it should be done. So here's our rundown list. So we have 3 pressure sensors, you can see right there on the bottom, 2 front shock travel sensors, and 2 rear shock travel sensors. So hopefully these are the links that work. I did a little bit of thinking on this, and I messaged John, and he said that he honestly did not know in this department, that he had never actually done them. So it sends you all kinds of instructions too. That's pretty nice. But there's the instructions on how to install them. This is what we're thinking about doing on the rear, attaching them off the bolts of the struts. Now Tim McCain sells a kit that this bolt goes through, and then it has an extension piece onto it. That looks like what these are, but they're $100. I'm not paying $100 for his freaking bolts. So I'm going to be showing y'all how we are going to mount our shock sensors on the rear off of our coilovers, you know, DIY style. Because I'm not throwing my money away on some stupid bolts. It is ridiculous what people throw their money away on. Like, it's a really nice product. Like, it honestly is. It's super nice. But, like, why throw your money away on something so basic, so simple, so pointless to have quality, you know, when you could spend it somewhere else and save the money? We're talking a bolt that goes through and holds your coilovers on the rear of your car. A bolt, okay? And then all you need to do is another bolt or a mechanism that holds the sensor on the car. You got decent quality sensors, and I have decent quality rear coilovers. They're Vikings, okay? So it's not like I have some Chinese, I don't know, Viking probably is Chinese. I'm probably about to get flooded in the comments that are Chinese. But it's not like I went and bought some knockoff stuff. You know, back when I bought them like 2 years ago, I thought they were the bee's knees. And then I found out that they're like entry level, but at least they're not total junk, in my opinion. We'll be upgrading them later though. But all you need to do is just hold the sensors onto the shocks. So why throw away money, $110 for, let's see here, 4 bolts, literally 4 bolts. I'm gonna show y'all how to make them. So let's see what we got. So here's our pressure sensors, and I think I only need 2, but you know, just as anybody would advise you, I went ahead and ordered 3 so I could have a spare in the trailer. And I think I need, I think I need 3 on the car, but I already have 1. That's an eBay one. So I'm thinking we're gonna put 3 of the low dollar ones on the car, and then we will put the eBay one in the trailer for a spare, because we are about to start stocking the trailer too very soon. So here's one of our front shock travel sensors. Pretty cool, man. Can't wait to install these. This is amazing. I never dreamed that this car would be going to this level right out the gate. I mean, this is awesome. And then the backs, we went with the 1" by 6" for the rears, the big ones. So hopefully I didn't mess up. Hopefully somebody's not about to tell me that I messed up and I got the wrong ones or some crap. But that is another item. This garage is about to be full of stuff, y'all. All right, the big box. Let's put it up here on the bench and open it up. All right, Lifeline, safety. So anybody knows this company might know what this is, but this was the first item on the safety list for the car. And then we got to get helmet and all that stuff, gloves and everything. And if y'all know of anybody near the Wilmington NC area, or anybody that goes to the track and meets up with John and everything, if you have any racing pants, jacket, gloves, shoes, helmet, any safety gear for sale, or that you upgraded maybe, but it's still in good shape, obviously anything can be washed and cleaned. If it's in good shape, I don't want something really old and outdated. You know, I'm not afraid to spend the money. I'm just, if I can get something in good shape secondhand, why not do it? But if anybody has anything for sale, drop a comment down below and let me know. And if I haven't already found it, you know, I might just purchase this off of you and give you a little bit of cash that you can put back into your program. So just let me know what you got. So you see the red? Y'all probably already know what it is. Fire suppression system. So I am not playing around with this because I'm not interested in fire at all. Man, dude, that is heavy. Holy crap. We're gonna have to drill some holes in that tank to cut some weight. I'm just playing, I'm not that stupid. Somebody be done thinking that I'm talking literally. So I don't know what all them numbers mean, but whatever. It's for a race car. Pretty cool. Looks like it's ready to go. I better read the instructions before I be done set this thing off. So it has, let's see here, it has your mounting bracket, your nozzles, fittings, all of that. Yep, your bottle brackets, and then all of your lines, your pull cables. So see here, this is our fire line. Figure out how to hook all that up. Dual pull cables, so you can pull one for the engine bay, one for inside the driver's compartment, everything. So I actually bought this secondhand, y'all. This was through the company, through Lifeline. Okay, it was on eBay. So this is the reason why it pays to be on eBay. And I typed it in the other night. I had this thing on my watch list for probably over a year now, and I just was never to the point to actually order it. Like, it wasn't just, you know, like, okay, I need to have that, let's go ahead and put the order in. But now with all this news coming that I'm, you know, dropping on y'all, we need to order the fire system and get it plumbed. So I went and I said, okay, the one that I had on the watch list was brand new. I said, before I pull the trigger on it, I always search one more time. So basically, as I need stuff, I add stuff to my watch list, and that kind of reminds me, I can go look at my watch list, stuff I need to purchase. And then it, you know, if I've took the time to find a part number, then that homework is done, and then I can go back and price shop when it's time to actually purchase it. Even though when I put it on the watch list, I go for the cheapest item that's available at that time, but prices change. So I typed in the, you know, I think it was just fire suppression system, and made sure my search results were in the automotive category and not in, you know, home or industrial or anything like that. And this one pulled up. So it said open box deal, no warranty, no returns, but that it was perfectly new. It was just a send back that somebody didn't need. So it was like, I think $380, and this thing new is like $440. I think $440, $420 is what they're going on eBay. I don't know what they're going for, you know, on the actual websites and stuff, but that's what you can get them on eBay. So I got like $40, $50 off by going with the open box deal. So I was stoked about that. We got to figure out where we're going to mount this thing, and then, you know, get all the lines running. If we need any extra lines, obviously do that. But that was a pretty major last piece kind of to the puzzle of, you know, one of the larger items that I didn't have, besides, you know, a couple other things. So with all of that said, and the travel limiters. So me and Mike talked more about these travel limiters. I'm not so happy. I bagged up and took everything to the shop to have Mike weld them today, the upper piece that we talked about in the last video. I'm not so sold now after talking to Mike on doing it like that. So I brought them back home to reevaluate one more time and to make sure that that's going to work how I want to do it. Me and him kind of brainstormed a couple other ideas. And he also pointed out a really good point. When I was calculating for it, I was calculating from here. You know, the car's at ride height right now, even though it's up on crib blocks. It's at ride height. So I was putting it in there just like this, where it's already compressed, okay? So that's already compressed down, and so I was finding it, and I was thinking, you know, separation. And then he was like, well, what, you know, you're gonna street drive it, so what if you hit a bump? That's gonna, you know, squish it. And I was like, oh man, you just ruined all my dreams and hopes. I was like, you can't put that, just like when your shock sensors, when I went to figure out the shock sensors, I think my spread from bolt hole to bolt hole was 13 inches. So I got shock sensors that are fully collapsed at 11 and fully extended at 17. inches. That way I have 2 inches of collapse that I can still have, even though the shocks are pretty much as low as they'll ever go. You have to account for if you hit a bump or the car goes down, you know, even though all of my shocks front and rear are, the car was built at pretty much the lowest setting they'll go. That way I can only crank them up, because I physically can't go no lower really with the car without it getting in the way of a lot of stuff and causing a lot of problems. So when he pointed that out, I was like, man, you're right. I was like, you can't set up limiters with them squished. I was like, they have to, you know, be separated a little bit, so to account for, you know, any spring or any bumps or anything. Even going down the track, sometimes I see cars making passes down rough tracks, you know, where they kind of go like that at the end or something. So you got to account for that stuff. So I'm gonna have to reevaluate that. But we brought that back home. We sent off the Procharged pulley this morning and the grip tech pulley, because like I said, we messed up, and you know, that was supposed to be a 10 rib instead of an 8 rib. So we're sending that back, getting the right stuff. We have ordered pretty much everything for this car. Everything is paid for. Everything is ordered almost. So we're a couple items short, and I'll go over that, but we have ordered the torque converter. That was a big thing. So I went and called PTC torque converters the other day and spec'd out the torque converter for the Coyote and the Turbo 400. You just seen we have the yoke in. So now I put the yoke on, we'll measure the drive shaft. We don't have the drive shaft. Torque converter's done. I mean, everything, dude. All the radiator lines. Remember how I was holding off on the Dash 20s? I went ahead and ordered brand new. Now, I did actually order that out of China. Go ahead and roast me in the comments right now if you want. I ordered that out of China because I know the car's not going to be ready for a month or two at least. So, and it's not important for the upper and lower radiator hose right now. So I wanted to save a substantial amount. It was like 75% lower than in the US practically. 50% maybe. And I just, dude, you're taking fittings and you're cranking them down with a lot of pressure on that hose. I don't see an issue. The other fittings, some of the other stuff I got is cheap, and I have to put it together on a vise. It's really tight. The stuff goes on smooth. You know, I could eat my words here later on, but I don't feel like I'm gonna have any issues out of them. It's just rubber hose and it's just some screw together fittings. It's not freaking rocket science. But we'll see. If we have any issues, y'all know I don't cover nothing. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I'm gonna tell y'all that it's junk. Don't get it. Just like I told you with, you know, the weather pack, or maybe I edited that out. No, I think I told you that the weather pack stuff that I ordered off eBay was not that great on the headlight harness video. So all of that's ordered. Let's see here, what else? I'll just have to go over it as it comes in, but like everything, y'all, everything's pretty much ordered for the car. The headers are huge ordeal. Had somebody look at them this past weekend. He said he could possibly get to it at a later date, and then I was kind of like, so I went with somebody else. So I'm using Jason Braswell, the same guy that did all of Randy's headers, his turbo setup, everything. Using him to do the headers on the car. So Jason's gonna build custom, I'm guessing they're gonna be stainless headers for the car. Me and Jason spoke this morning and went over everything. He disclosed the price. He said that on a normal set of headers like this for this car, over the phone, you're looking at probably $2,500 to $3,000 for the headers. So it's not terrible because these things are really tight, how they have to go into this car. But me and him talked for a minute, and it sounds like he's just absolutely amazing, and I've seen his work. So that's scheduled for the end of June, y'all. So the plan is to have this whole thing go get headers the end of June and the beginning of July. He said that he's not 100% sure. Basically, he just put me on the list to schedule it to get it done, and he said that, you know, whenever he knows an exact date that he'll get up with me and let me know. But it should be the end of June, beginning of July, y'all. And I'm hoping to have everything done on the car by then. So I'm hoping to have the car where it will fire off for like 2 seconds, no headers, you know, and then trailer it to Jason, get the headers built, get them done, all fabbed up, and then take it to TKM and get it put on the dyno and get it tuned. That's the plan right now. Hopefully we can make it. I still got like 2 months But that's got to be all the wiring done, everything else done, and I'm plowing through it, you know, but also at the same time need to get my enclosed trailer done, because when I go to take it to Jason's, it's like between 2 and 3 hours up the road. It's got to go to Jason's, and I'm really not trying to put it on an open trailer, so I'm hoping to have the enclosed done in the next 2 months, and the car done. So I got a lot to do. Well, not a ton, but I got a decent amount to do. So we're gonna keep getting at it. I'm gonna dive in, and that's probably gonna be a wrap for this video. So I will catch y'all on the next one. So like, comment, subscribe, share. Thanks for everything y'all do. Thanks for all the advice y'all give me, and thanks y'all for sticking around. I'll catch you on the next one.